Hello YouTube, JoJo3102 here, and I have another video for you today. And what this is going to be a how-to video. I've had a lot of people on comments ask me, how do you do this, or how do you do that with paracord, and how do I make this? So I'm going to answer a couple of the questions that I've gotten about paracord. By no means am I an expert. By no means am I that great in my making. I just do the best I can and hope that they turn out well. So what we're going to be doing today, I'm going to show you how to make a paracord buddy. Okay. I'm going to show you how to make a spiral knot DNA strand lanyard. And another question I got, someone asked me, was how do you get the rope so that it's two colors? How to fuse the rope so that it's two colors, or paracord so that it's two colors. So I'm going to show you that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a paracord buddy. Okay, so we're going to make a little paracord man here. And to make the paracord buddy, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a split key ring, or whatever you want to use as your, to hold your keys or gear or whatever. You're going to need a bead of some sort for the head. I prefer these wood beads. They're a little bit bigger. They hold well against the key ring. And you're going to need 2 strands of paracord. You can make them the same color. You can make them different colors. These are probably about a foot and a half of paracord each, just about what was left over from another project. You'll need a lighter and a pair of scissors. So what I do is we will make the legs blue. We'll make blue legs today. So you start with one end, goes through the key ring like this. Pull it all the way down so that it's evened out. Okay. So it looks like this. Okay. Now what I'll do is, if the ends are all ratty like this, just even them up and cut them straight across. Gets rid of all the fudge, takes it off there. Now the tricky part here, okay, is getting the bead on so that it comes up here. Now what I'll do, you can do this a couple different ways, but the way I do it, I just kind of melt the ends a little bit. Not a lot, just enough to close them off so they won't fray. And for those of you that are asking, yes, it is hot. Yes, I have burned my fingers before. Okay, ow, just like that. So what I will do, where's my bead? So take the bead. Now with these wood beads, they're usually a bigger end and a smaller end. Crap. Just dropped my bead. Damn it. But that's okay, because I got my box of goodies right here. I'll just grab another bead. Hopefully I won't drop this one. We'll come back. So one end is usually a bigger end. So what I'll do, take both ends of the paracord that's just heated up, kind of mush them together after they're dry. Okay. Take one end of the bead and then just kind of push it in, both ends in there. Kind of spin it on there a little bit. Twist and push, and you'll see the ends start to pop out. Just kind of twist and push, twist and push. And both ends should come out just like that. Okay? Take it all the way up to the top so that it sits all the way up here against the key ring. Just like that. Let's do something here. Hang on for a second. I want to do... Let's move this out of the way. Okay. There we go. A lighter background so you guys can see what's going on. Okay. So there you go. That's a little bit better. So now you push the bead all the way up to the top. Now, with your second color, you're going to start here at the top. Even it out. Okay. And all you're going to do is just like you do a cobra stitch. Okay. Start here at the top. I start with the right side because I'm right-handed. So take the right side over the two blue loops, over the two blue strands. Okay. Over the two blue strands. You're going to take this loop, the left loop, or the left strand. It's going to go over the red strand, back behind both blue strands, and then up through the hole. And then tighten it all down. So you should have a start like this. Okay. Push that knot up, cinch it down. So that's how it starts. Now to come back, you're going to take the left strand now, over the blue. The right strand is going to come over that, behind the blue, both blue strands, and up through the hole. And then tighten it all down. Now the key to this, and with making any cobra stitch, is to make sure you pull your knots tight and then push them up. That's how I do it. Alright, so one more time. Start with the right this time. Over the blue strands. Left strand comes over the red, behind both blue strands, up through the hole. Tighten. And push up. Okay? Alright, so we're going to keep going. Yeah. Okay, so you only really need to do a couple of these because we're not trying to make a really big guy. We're just trying to get a little bit going here. Now, you also, yeah, like that. Okay. So now with this, we're running out. So I'll do one more. See if this will work out. Now this, since it's so not a lot, you have to kind of gauge how much you want to use because you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. So we'll do 5 passes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 knots. Okay. We'll flip them over. Okay. So here's the front. You just flip him over. Okay. Now you're going to start with doing 5 knots coming back this way. Okay. So start with the right again. Okay. Over. Behind the red this time, not the blue. The blue's down at the bottom. Those are his legs. Behind the red. And through. Alright. Tighten them up. Just like that. Now you see how each one of these has a little crease? You want to make sure that line coming across sits inside that crease. Okay. Over. behind, and back. In essence, we're making a king cobra stitch. Okay, just a little bit on a small scale. Tighten it up. We got one more here. Running out of paracord a little bit, so that's why I said you got to gauge how much you use so that you can figure out so you don't want to run out. So now we're back here at the top. Okay, if I had a little bit more on this side, I probably could do one more up here across the top, but this will work. So basically, there's your paracord guy already done. Now you have to do is shape it up. Okay, so what you're going to do, okay, is we'll start with the legs. Now you got to figure out how long you want his legs to be. Usually what I do is I just fold them up here to the top, right here at the top of the red, and wherever that stops, that's where I'll cut. Okay, actually no, rephrase that. This is where I'll stop. That's where I'll make my knot for the feet. So just do a small little knot here where you want the knot to go for his feet. Okay. Just like that. Now you got one done. Now you can gauge with the other one where it's going to go. Okay. And it's just a simple knot, so you can undo it, move it up or down if you don't like it. Okay. So there's his feet. If you want them shorter, you can move them up more. If you want them longer, you can move them down more. We'll give him a few long legs. His feet are off a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. And then once you're done the feet, cut them at the ends. Not just a little bit at the end. Need to sharpen my scissors. Take a lighter, singe the ends just a little bit of the blue casing. Kind of work it down. Ow! Careful. Like that. Okay. Burns the ends. Just like that. And there are your feet. Okay? Now, with the arms, as you can see, he's got one long arm, one short arm. You can do one of two things. You can snip the ends here. I usually do them just below where his waist would be. Here. I would tie my knots. Okay? But since I don't have a lot on this side to tie a knot, if I tie a knot, it's going to be way up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip the end here where the waist is. Just like that. Same on this side. Just snip the end off. Okay, just like that. And then just singe these ends shut so that they don't fray. Yeah, careful not to burn yourself. I know I said it. And I keep burning myself. Alright. But hey, it happens sometimes. So fray the other, or burn the other end. Just enough so it won't fray up. And voila. Instant paracord buddy. Okay? And there you have it. There's your little paracord guy. Keychain, ready to go. Alright? So there you have that. Now, moving on to how to connect two pieces of a different color. So what we're going to do is just show you how to do that. Okay, again, someone had asked me, for the Cobra stitch, he knew how to make it one color, all red or all black. So he wanted to know how I got it so that I could do red and the black. Now this is just how I do it. This is not the only way to do it. There are other ways to do these things. This is just how I chose to make my particular bracelets. Okay, how to get my cords from 2 into 1. Now all I do, basically the same thing, is I take an edge, find a clean edge, okay, after you cut it off, and then I will melt down just enough to get the white, that case up, or the white below the case, the red casing. Melt the blue down enough, the white, so that the blue casing comes up. Okay, just like that. Hopefully you guys can see all that. Then what I will do, this is the tricky part, and this is the part where you will probably burn yourself, unless you want to use gloves. I don't use gloves because it takes the feel away, and I'm afraid that the gloves are gonna get stuck. But whatever, that's how I choose to do it. So I'll take one end and just kind of heat it up all the way till it starts to burn, where the fire sits on top of it like that. Blow it out a little bit and do the same with the other one, so you get that little bulb of melted material on top. Okay, do that with that one. Relight this one, so you have 2 melted bulbs on top where they're a little bit boiling. Then I'll take them, and here's the fun part, squish them together just like this. Okay, then here comes the other tricky part. I'll take them and roll them really quick between my fingers, so that melds them together. Alright, that's how you take 2 and make it into 1. Now you're looking at it, it's a little sloppy, it's a little off. It's fine. Come back here with the lighter, just a little bit on where it was already melted, a little heat, not a lot. You don't want to remelt it to come apart, and twist. Get it heated on the edges a little bit. Burn. And then twist. Okay? That flattens it out. Okay? Kind of makes it secure. Now, obviously it's not going to hold if you pull your really good tug. Now, the next thing you're going to do is, this would be your middle. Okay? So when you start your Cobra stitch, let's see here. When you start your Cobra stitch, depending on how you want to do it, how you want it to work. Okay? I'll just use this as an example. So let's say I want to do a Cobra stitch down this as my centerpiece. I would take this middle piece and put it right against the bottom of this knot, right on the back side. Okay? So what that's going to do is that lets you know where your middle piece is. And what it's going to do is at the end of it, it's going to be locked in here like that. Okay? So this knot's going to help cover it up. This knot's going to help keep it from excuse me, it's going to keep it from showing too much. Okay? If you wear it as a bracelet, this knot's going to help it from resting up on your arm like that and being a little bit of a pain. As you do your knot, the first knot you want to do, you don't want to tug too hard because you don't want to pull this apart when you do your Cobra stitch. But that's how you take 2 colors and make them into 1 strand. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. Alright, now next up, how to make a spiral DNA strand key fob. So what I'll do is I usually have one color. We'll start with the red. And all I'm going to do is make a little overhand knot. This is going to be a long video, folks, so hang in there. Okay. Overhand knot. Just try and get it nice and neat as best you can. Okay, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. However long you want the knot to be, or the loop to be, is up to you. Okay. Pull it nice and tight. There you go. Alright, so there's the loop. Now, I'm going to use blue for the spiral. You're going to want to use the blue, find the middle. Put the middle right against the bottom of the knot, just like this. So you want to have something that looks like that. Now, the first step is just like we did for our paracord buddy. Excuse me. You're going to take the right side, go over the two red pieces. Okay. Take the left strand, go over the blue, behind the two red strands. Behind the two red strands. And up through the loop. I usually just hold my finger here on the back to mark the middle as best you can, and then use the other fingers to tighten it up. Once it's in tight, just move it up to the snug to the bottom of the knot, just like this. Okay. Now, for the spiral knot, to get that spiral look going around, you're going to do it again on the right side. You're just going to use this right side here. Make a loop where it goes over. Take the right strand over the left strand, behind both red pieces, and up through the loop. And then tighten it up. And push it up. And then again, take the right over both red strands, the left strand is going to come over that right strand, behind both red pieces, up through the loop. Okay? Just like this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'll do one more. Okay, and as you can see, it's starting to turn a little bit. Okay, the knot's starting to turn a little bit. So again, over the right, or take the right, what's it called? What did I call it? It's been a long day, folks. Take the right end over both red strands. Take the blue strand, the right blue strand. There it is, strand. That was the word I was looking for. Long day. Take the right strand over both red pieces. Take the left blue strand over the blue, behind the red, both red, and then up through the hole. Tighten it up. And push it up. Okay? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kind of try and bust this out as quickly as I can. It's not much, it's kind of short piece, so it's not going to be a very long lanyard, or key fob, or whatever you want to use it as. It's going to be kind of short, but you'll see that pattern start to emerge very quickly after a couple passes. Okay? So, as I said, it doesn't take very long when you have a short piece. About a foot, foot and a half, and you can get something just like this small. The longer the piece, obviously the longer it's going to be. So that's pretty cool, I think. think I got one more in here. I think I got one more in there. Oh, did I do that wrong? I think I just did that wrong. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Pull it tight. Push it up. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can get a little more out of this. Maybe I can push it a little bit. Okay. Up through and around. Now, once you've reached the desired length, or you run out of rope, or you run out of cord, I should say, this is where you're going to stop. Okay? Just like that. Now, you're going to cut these frayed ends right here. Cut that one. And then cut this one. Just like that. Okay? You would use your lighter, you'd singe these edges. I dropped my lighter, so I'll do it a little bit later. And then with this end, you can do a couple things. You can do a diamond knot. You can do an overhand knot. You can tie these two ends together in small knots. Something like this. Okay? So we're going to just do a very simple overhand knot here at the bottom. Okay, just trying to keep it nice and neat, just like this. Voila! We'll cut the ends just like this, make it really simple, and then we'll fray those edges. We'll burn those edges later. But there it is, a spiral paracord fob for your keys or for your gear, zipper pull, whatever. Alright, so there you have it, YouTube. A how-to video from JoJo3102. How to make a paracord buddy. How to turn, where'd it go? How to turn two ends into one strand. And how to make a spiral knot key fob. Alright, so there you go. Hope you enjoy it. If you make any of this stuff or do any of this stuff, make a response video down below. Like it over here. Subscribe up there. Tell all your friends. Okay? As always, YouTube, thank you. And peace. Knucklebump.